Hey there, and welcome. If you're thinking about making one of the biggest, most exciting purchases of your life, well, you've come to the right place. We're going to do a crash course on what an engagement ring really costs, right here in Melbourne. Let's dive in.
So, this is it, isn't it? The million-dollar question, or at least, that's what it can feel like. You're ready to take the plunge, but what's the actual number you should be thinking about? It often feels like this big secret, but don't worry, we're about to pull back the curtain.
All right, let's just get right to it. The bottom line is, here in Melbourne, most people are spending somewhere between $7,000 and $12,000, and honestly, often a bit more. And you might be thinking, wow, why is that? It really shows that people here value amazing quality diamonds and love getting a ring that's uniquely designed for them.
Okay, before that number freaks you out, just take a breath and remember this. You are 100% in the driver's seat here. That's just an average, not a rule. The final price tag all comes down to a handful of key choices you get to make, and we're about to walk through every single one of them. First things first, let's talk about the absolute star of the show, the diamond. If you can wrap your head around this one piece of the puzzle, you've basically cracked the code on the entire cost of the ring. It truly is the heart of the matter.
And you know, this chart says it all. Your center diamond is going to be a huge chunk of the budget. We're talking 75 to 85% of the total cost. The actual ring, the setting, and the labor to make it, that's the other 15 to 25%. So the message is pretty clear, right? Getting smart about the diamond is how you get smart about your budget.
So what even makes a diamond valuable? Well, it all boils down to the global standard known as the 4 C's. You've got carat, which is its weight; cut, which is all about the sparkle; color, which is any hint of a tint; and clarity, which refers to any tiny flaws. Every single one of these has a direct impact on the final price.
Now lean in for this one, because this is maybe the most important thing to know. While all 4 C's play a part, cut is absolutely king. A diamond with an amazing cut can look way brighter and even bigger than a poorly cut diamond of the exact same size. So if you're going to put your money into one of the C's to get that wow factor, this is it.
So how do you get the absolute best value? It's all about finding what we call the sweet spot. For color, looking at G or H grades is so smart. To your eye, they look basically colorless, but they cost way less than the top-tier D, E, or F grades. And for clarity, a VS1 or VS2 grade means any imperfections are totally microscopic. You can't see them. So you get an eye-clean diamond without paying that massive premium for a technically flawless stone.
Okay, so you've got a handle on the diamond. Now let's talk about the thing that's going to hold that beautiful stone, the ring itself. We're talking about the metal you choose and the overall style.
When it comes to the band, the two heavy hitters in Melbourne are 18 karat gold and platinum. 18 karat gold has that classic, rich, warm look that's just timeless. Platinum, on the other hand, is a naturally white metal that's super dense and incredibly durable. It's kind of the top-of-the-line choice, and yeah, its price reflects that.
So once you've picked your metal, you get to the really fun part, choosing the style. This is where you really get to inject personality into the ring and make it something special.
Let's just look at 2 classic examples that are totally different. On one side, you have the solitaire. It's the ultimate less is more design. All the attention is on that one gorgeous diamond. But then you have the halo, which surrounds the center stone with a circle of smaller diamonds. It creates this huge visual impact, makes the center stone look bigger, and just adds a crazy amount of extra sparkle.
All right, I know this is the part you've been waiting for. Let's get into the pro tips, how to be a really savvy buyer and make every single dollar of your budget work harder for you.
So here it is, pro tip number 1, and trust me, this is a total game changer. The shape of the diamond isn't just a style choice, it has a massive effect on the price. When we're talking about cost, not all shapes are created equal, not by a long shot.
That classic round, brilliant shape, it's the most expensive. And the reason is that cutting it creates the most waste from the original rough diamond. But if you choose what's called a fancy shape, like an oval, princess, or an emerald cut, you can save anywhere from 15 to 30% for the exact same weight. And a shape like an oval often looks bigger than a round diamond anyway, giving you some serious bang for your buck.
Okay, pro tip number 2. This one is about a choice that has become a huge deal in the last few years, and that's the diamond's origin. This is another one of those decisions that can completely change the final number on the price tag.
Let's be crystal clear about this. A lab-grown diamond is not a fake diamond. It's not a simulant. It is a real diamond, chemically, physically, and visually identical to one that came out of the earth. The only way to tell them apart is with highly specialized lab equipment. The only difference is where it came from. And, well, that difference in origin leads to a huge difference in price. For the exact same size and quality, the same 4 Cs we were just talking about, a lab-grown diamond costs significantly less than a natural one. It basically means you can get a much larger or a much higher quality stone for the exact same budget.
So we've gone through the diamond, the metal, the style, and some really smart ways to get the most value. Now it's time to bring all those pieces of the puzzle together and create a ring that tells your story.
So, if you're going to remember anything from all this, let it be these things. First, forget the averages. The right price is whatever you're comfortable with. Period. Second, always prioritize the cut of the diamond. That's where the sparkle comes from. Third, remember that fancy shapes and lab-grown diamonds are amazing options to get incredible value. And finally, the whole point of this is to find a ring that feels like you.
And that really brings us to our last thought. We spent all this time breaking down what makes a ring cost what it does, but as you start this whole amazing process, the real question to ask yourself is this: beyond all the C's and the price tags, what's going to make this ring truly priceless? Thanks for joining me for this breakdown.